This is the story of my time spent alone in the woods. I'll never really know if what I experienced truly happened or if my mind was just playing tricks on me. I thought I'd share in case my story could bring closure to someone else, realizing they are not alone. The moment I set foot inside the cabin, a profound sense of tranquility washed over me. The heavy door closed behind me with a resonant thud, shutting out the world beyond and enveloping me in a cocoon of solitude. Surrounded by towering evergreens and the pristine white expanse of the winter landscape, I felt a profound connection to nature, a respite from the chaotic hustle of daily life. The cabin itself exuded rustic charm, its weathered wooden walls bearing the marks of time and weather. A fireplace, crackling with warmth, stood as the heart of the cabin, casting dancing shadows on the worn floorboards. Cozy furnishings beckoned, inviting me to sink into their embrace and find solace within their familiar embrace. Outside, the forest stretched as far as the eye could see. The dense canopy of trees formed a natural fortress, shielding me from the prying eyes of the outside world. Snow-covered branches bent under the weight of winter's embrace, creating a mesmerizing tableau of contrasts. The silence that blanketed the woods was broken only by the occasional rustle of wind or the distant call of a lonely bird. With a deep breath, I embraced the freedom that came with seclusion. No ringing phones, no incessant notifications, just me, my thoughts, and the serenity of the wilderness. It was the perfect haven for my writing aspirations, a sanctuary where creativity could flourish in the absence of distractions. As the golden rays of the setting sun painted the horizon, casting a warm glow over the landscape, I settled into the worn armchair by the window. Pen in hand, I allowed my mind to wander, letting the stillness of the surroundings ignite the spark of inspiration within me. The words flowed effortlessly onto the blank pages, capturing the essence of my thoughts and emotions. Outside, snowflakes danced in a delicate ballet, their ethereal beauty mesmerizing me. I watched as they fell gently from the heavens, each one a unique creation, before joining the vast quilt of white that blanketed the ground. The soft glow of the moon added a touch of magic to the scene, illuminating the winter wonderland in a silver radiance. In that moment, as the crackling fire warmed my soul and the tranquility of the forest embraced me, I knew I had found my sanctuary, a place where time stood still, and the outside world faded into insignificance. Little did I know that the harmony I had found would soon be shattered, and the shadows lurking in the woods would awaken, forever altering the course of my solitary retreat. Days melted seamlessly into one another, as I reveled in the embrace of nature's canvas. Each morning, I woke to the gentle caress of sunlight peering through the frost-kissed window. I would rise from my slumber and step onto the creaking floorboards, the chill of the cabin seeping through my socks. Layers of warmth would cloak me, preparing me for the frosty air that awaited outside. With a steaming mug of coffee in hand, I would venture onto the porch, where the world seemed to hold its breath in the crisp winter air. The scent of pine mingled with the invigorating aroma of coffee, awakening my senses to the wonders of the day. The forest stood in silent reverence, its majestic presence commanding respect and admiration. Each step I took left a mark in the snow-covered ground, like imprints of my journey through this winter sanctuary. The landscape unfolded before me like a living painting, each stroke of nature's brush creating a masterpiece of serenity. The trees, adorned with delicate icicles that shimmered in the sunlight, stood as guardians of this secluded realm. The forest beckoned, its whispers carried on the wind, enticing me to explore its hidden secrets. I would venture deeper into the woods, following the winding paths that had been etched into the snow by previous wanderers. The silence was palpable, broken only by the distant rustling of wildlife, a gentle reminder that I was not alone in this pristine wilderness. Creatures of the forest made their presence known, leaving traces of their existence in the freshly fallen snow. I would come across tracks, delicate imprints of small animals scurrying through the underbrush, their stories intertwined with the vast tapestry of nature. It was as if the forest itself whispered tales of its inhabitants, a symphony of life unfolding beneath the wintry cloak. I would pause to marvel at the intricacy of a snowflake, delicate and fragile, as it landed on the palm of my glove. Its crystalline structure, a testament to the beauty that can emerge from the harshest of seasons. It reminded me that even in the solitude of this winter haven, there was an underlying harmony that connected all living things. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the landscape, I would retreat to the warmth of the cabin. The crackling fire welcomed me, its flickering flames illuminating the worn walls and casting a cozy glow. I would curl up in the armchair, a worn blanket draped over my legs, and lose myself in the words that flowed from my pen. In this sanctuary of snow and silence, my creativity blossomed. The words I penned captured the essence of this secluded retreat, the sights, sounds, and emotions that intertwined with the threads of my thoughts. The pages of my journal became a tapestry of memories, woven with the magic of the winter woods. Little did I know that the enchantment I had found in the forest would soon give way to a darker and more unsettling reality. The knocking on the door, the mysterious tracks, and the lurking shadows, signs that something beyond the natural world was stirring, waiting to reveal its true nature in the depths of this wintry realm. The days drifted by like fleeting dreams, as the winter continued its icy grip on the world outside. Within the walls of the cabin, I remained engrossed in my writing, the allure of the wilderness seeping into every word I penned. But as the hours turned to days, a subtle unease began to settle upon me, like a whisper carried by the frigid wind. It started with the knocking, a soft, persistent rapping on the door that echoed through the silence of the forest. At first, I dismissed it as the playful rustling of the wind or the errant branches of nearby trees. But the rhythmic tapping persisted, each knock growing louder and more insistent, penetrating the thick walls of the cabin and stirring unease within me. I would step cautiously toward the door, my heart pounding in anticipation. As I turned the rusted doorknob, a gust of icy wind would greet me, accompanied by nothing more than the stillness of the winter night. No footprints marked the snow-covered ground, no sign of the visitor who had dared to disturb my solitude. It was as if the knocking itself had been born from the ethereal depths of the forest. Days turned into nights, and the enigma of the knocking remained. The once comforting solitude now seemed suffocating, as if unseen eyes watched my every move from the shadows of the surrounding trees. I would glance out the window, searching for any sign of life, but the vast expanse of snow and the impenetrable darkness offered no solace, only a haunting emptiness. The footprints appeared like whispers in the snow, taunting me with their cryptic presence. They would start near the cabin door, winding their way through the untouched canvas of white. They seemed too large to be the footprints of an ordinary creature, yet too human-like to be dismissed as a mere trick of the imagination. Each morning, I would trace the tracks with growing trepidation, my mind spinning with possibilities. Were they the remnants of a nocturnal visitor, drawn to the warmth of the cabin in the dead of night? Or did they belong to something more sinister, a creature lurking in the shadows, biding its time before revealing its true form? The once inviting forest began to feel like a labyrinth of secrets, its towering trees casting elongated shadows that danced in the pale moonlight. I ventured cautiously into the woods, my senses on high alert, searching for answers that eluded me at every turn. The crunch of snow beneath my boots mingled with the racing of my own heartbeat, as if the forest itself held its breath, awaiting the revelation of its hidden truth. But the creature, if it indeed existed, remained elusive, a phantom that toyed with my sanity, leaving behind only traces of its presence. It reveled in the torment it inflicted, taunting me from the periphery of my perception, leading me to question the thin line between reality and the macabre depths of the human mind. It began subtly, with fleeting glimpses of movement in the corner of my eye, a shadow that flickered and disappeared, leaving me questioning my sanity. The lines between reality and imagination blurred, as if the lingering presence of the forest had followed me, a specter forever etched into my consciousness. The forest had transformed into a labyrinth of uncertainty, its dense foliage concealing secrets that dared not be unveiled. Late at night, when the world around me slept, I would hear it, the mournful cry that cut through the stillness of my thoughts. It was a sound both haunting and familiar. I would venture out into the darkness, my footsteps muffled by the snow-covered ground. The chilling air clung to my skin, while a sense of impending doom tugged at my senses. There, in the darkest reaches of the forest, I would encounter the unseen presence that had haunted me, a silhouette lurking amidst the trees, its form distorted and elusive. It was a figure both human and inhuman, its features obscured by the shroud of night. Its eyes glowed with an otherworldly intensity, burning with a hunger that transcended mortal comprehension. In that moment, I understood the true nature of the creature that had tormented me, an embodiment of the darkest fears that lurked within the human psyche. It taunted me, its voice a chilling whisper on the wind, a symphony of torment that reverberated through the depths of my soul. It knew my fears, my vulnerabilities, and reveled in them, seeking to break the fragile thread of my sanity. I was a pawn in its game, a vessel for its insatiable desire to instill fear and doubt. The encounters grew more frequent, each one leaving me more unhinged than the last. The creature seemed to relish in its ability to unsettle me, to blur the boundaries of my perception. It was a dance of madness and terror, as I stumbled through the labyrinth of my own mind, never certain whether the creature before me was real or a mere figment of my imagination. Sleep became a distant memory, as the haunting presence invaded my dreams, twisting them into nightmarish realms of despair. Its whispers echoed through the corridors of my subconscious, its relentless pursuit leaving me a shell of my former self. The isolation of the winter retreat had unleashed forces beyond my comprehension, forces that sought to consume me entirely. And so, with my sanity teetering on the edge, I made the decision to flee, to leave behind the chilling whispers of the forest and the cryptic enigma that had consumed my every waking moment. The path ahead was uncertain, my mind forever scarred by the horrors I had witnessed, but the allure of freedom from that unseen presence outweighed any fear that still lingered within me. As I ventured further away from the wintry wilderness, a sense of relief washed over me. The world around me began to regain its color, its vibrancy, as if the terrors of the forest were fading into distant memory. But deep within, I knew that the encounter had left an indelible mark, a reminder of the fragile boundaries between the seen and the unseen. I may never know the true nature of the creature that haunted me, whether it was a figment of my imagination or a malevolent force lurking within the shadows. But one thing is certain, the winter retreat and the enigma it held will forever be etched in the annals of my memories, a testament to the unfathomable depths of the human psyche and the enduring power of the unknown.